Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I'm CJ Millen, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton. We have a full crowd this week.
I'm drinking.
Oh, God. Listen.
And Josh isn't sick. Hi, Josh. I missed you.
He's over there like, I got a wallet. I'm going to drive a car.
If this is your first time listening to the show, I highly suggest you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com, learn a little bit about us, a little bit about the show, and then you can go ahead and dive headfirst into this episode.
And as has not been scripted up to this point, I will recommend you listen to episode 121.
That is for something completely different.
Oh, Monty Python reference.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's when we talked about Monty Python going to Netflix, which just happened like a month ago.
It was amazing. Still is. I'm still watching it. By the way, if you haven't watched Monty Python's Best Bits, you really need to. I know I sent this to you in our group chat, but you have famous people talking about their favorite Monty Python sketches and they play them. So you've got, obviously a lot of British people, but like Seth Green's in there and it really talks about he talks about how that influenced in the ridiculousness that became Family Guy, those 2-minute asides that made no sense, all Monty Python.
Makes sense. Listen, there's no reason to talk about anything else right now besides the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how it's affecting Brian and about 50% of the world's population. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
50% of the universe, my man.
Cape Talk. New Avengers trailer dropped today. Yay!
So we officially have the title Avengers Endgame, which was what a lot of people thought it would be when the Russos put out a little cryptic tweet. So thoughts on the trailer that besides squee and oh my God, I need a new chair, I need a new change of pants?
Really? I mean, I wasn't that enthused as much. Listen, I know what you're going to say. It's Brian. He's the true believer. He should be changing his pants every time this shit happens. It was really good, but it was a teaser, so I didn't get all riled up. I saw Cap cry. I never want to see Cap cry. It's very upsetting.
The return of Hawkeye.
Ronan looks
that was kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Ronan looks awesome. That's Hawkeye. Hawkeye's new alias is Ronan in this movie.
Another
Okay.
thing that
just making sure you know.
I appreciate that. Another thing that we learned this week around the mythos of the MCU was Thanos' snap officially has a name now. It's called
The Decimation.
It's the Decimation. Yeah. So another thing that I saw in the trailer, obviously we got to see a little bit of what's going on since the snap, which is what I'm going to call it. And I was looking at a still frame and they said, hey, listen, they were showing people that didn't make it. And
Shuri was on there.
That's right.
Yeah, they were going through the list of people who got decimated and Shuri was in there. So I think it's Shuri disintegrated.
She was a fan favorite, obviously, from Black Panther, and she was the one that was working on Vision while everything was kind of going down. So we had hopes that she would bring back Vision. So if we're hoping that she brings back Vision, she needs to
she'll come back and then she'll bring back Vision.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the top grossing movies of last year. They're not going to bring her back. Okay. All right. Yeah, they'll bring her back. It'll be fine. Nominated
for a Golden Globe. For Best Picture, by the way.
Absolutely. But listen, the thing I will say is this. I don't think they need to... they don't need to release anything more, right? Now that we've got this, we got a title.
We'll get a real trailer when Captain Marvel drops.
Yeah. But do we need one? I don't think we need one. I'd be okay if this was it.
We don't need... Yes, we do. We need all the trailers.
Don't.
We need all the trailers.
You don't need all the trailers. I think if they just stopped this, here you go.
Need all the trailers.
See you in April. We'd be like, well, all right. Like, hey, I'm at the...
obviously, yeah, we're going to go see the movie, Marvel. But I still need all the trailers.
It is November.
December.
So, yeah, and Captain Marvel comes out in Marcho. So
no.
I'm assuming we'll get a
first off,
full trailer.
It's December, so it's not November.
It is December.
It's December.
Oh, my days are so. It's been a hell of a week.
Your month, dude, not days.
It's just been a hell of a week / month.
Right.
It has not been my day / week / month / year.
All right, so continue with things that definitely didn't live through the decimation. Daredevil, as we talked last week, was unceremoniously canceled by Netflix. And some reports have come out that's saying that Daredevil was Netflix's 4th most popular show when it was canceled. Now, Brian, you and I right now get the opportunity to both be right?
Yeah, this is odd. I'm usually just used to being right and you being wrong.
But yet here we are.
Explain.
So I said that even though the third season of Daredevil was critically acclaimed, the ratings were down from the second season. And CJ was saying it was one of their most popular shows. And we're both right. Because the season ratings were down from last season.
However,
But it was the fourth highest rated show on Netflix. So I'm confused and I don't know what my life is right now.
I can't believe that more people watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
oh, I can.
actually watched the first 2 episodes of that. It was really good. I have to finish it.
My wife binged it right away and then was thinking about, I should maybe watch it again. And
They're
definitely
doing a
told other
holiday
people.
special for it. That's how.
Yeah,
how intense
that
it is.
show is extremely popular.
The first 2 episodes were pretty solid. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put that. They were pretty good. They were pretty good.
So,
Watching it.
listen, Charlie Cox, who was the lead actor in Daredevil, kind
Says
of,
he was saddened.
he said was saddened by the cancellation, but would be willing to pick up the mantle if asked to do it again.
The cowl.
He will be
The cowl.
by Hulu.
Was it a cowl? Did he wear a cowl?
It's a cowl.
Okay,
It's okay. When Hulu brings it back, it'll be fine.
it's not going to Hulu.
It is. It has to. It's the only thing it can do.
No, it could
It,
just
it
be
needs
dead.
to be. It needs to be TVMA. So
I agree, but it could just be dead.
how
be
could
dead.
it just be dead?
They'll
How
just
could Daredevil
reboot it.
just be dead?
I don't know, dude. Disney. I don't know. Could just be dead. Could just be over.
CJ.
I would not be happy. If that
CJ.
were the
No one
case.
will be happy. This is the world we may have to live in, dude.
I've been proven to be right on multiple occasions. You need to trust me on this. The masses are never right, but I am right a lot of the time.
Now, Brian, Marvel giveth and Marvel taketh away. So let's talk about something that Marvel giveth, and that is Shang-Chi, which apparently is going to be Marvel's next big screen
Ooh, Shang-Chi,
superhero.
master of Kung Fu.
Yeah, so give us a little background as to...
He is a master of Kung Fu.
I mean, there's not a whole lot more to tell.
It really isn't.
From what I read, it was Shang-Chi was a character that was created when martial arts, Bruce Lee, those movies were gaining a lot of
Yeah,
popularity.
him and Iron Fist and a couple others were all created at that same time. It was like the heyday of the 70s,
70s,
when
yeah.
Enter the Dragon and Return of the Dragon and all these movies were coming out. Chuck Norris was becoming huge and all this stuff. They started doing these martial arts superheroes, and Iron Fist worked out gangbusters in a television format, as we all know. So I'm hoping Shang-Chi is much better.
Now, from what I've also read too, he was definitely a character that would like make appearances in other people's books and stories when they kind of needed a little bit of a collab and they just needed someone to partner up, maybe just to give the writers a little bit of a break. So, I mean, is there anyone specifically that he is noted for when it comes to like a villain? Is there someone that we would know in some of these team ups so we can
No.
say he works really well
No.
with this person or that
No.
person? No.
He works really well with Iron Fist. You know what just got canceled?
It's a little
Iron
awkward.
Fist.
Okay, so this is kind of a fresh character then, in the sense that they can kind of really make it their own and really kind of modernize it for 2018, 2020.
Where is it going to air?
It's going to be movies. They're going to make this one of their
Oh,
characters
big
for
screen.
movies. Like phase 4 or 5. I don't know what phase we're in.
Phase Far?
Phase 4.
I'm not sure what Phase
No,
Far is.
shut up. We're going to phase 4, and then afterwards we're going to phase 5, and we're not doing any of this blarney.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I was making fun of your mispronunciation, and then you turned it into an
Mispronunciation?
accent thing, and I can't do this. I can't
man.
do accents. All right.
This is super early in the show for Brian to be slurring. Good.
He's Bruce Lee. He's Bruce Lee in comic books. That's all he is.
But
I don't know what to tell you.
there's some mystical shit, right, Brian?
Yeah. Does he have any powers? Like, can he do? Is he just like Black Widow, where he's just maybe a little bit enhanced, and that's about it?
I thought he had some mystical shit.
No, he's just an expert martial artist.
So CJ, you asked. He came back in Heroes for Hire in the mid 2000s. He appeared in Wolverine as well. Marvel team up type stuff. This isn't. That's funny. I mean, I don't really see it as a standalone. I'm not really sure how he's going to fit in. They're going to make a movie and then what? Join him up with the Avengers or whatever
I don't
happens
know.
next? Because
And that's the beauty right now of not knowing with Marvel, right? We don't know what's in store.
we're not
after-
even sure the Avengers are coming back.
Right, we don't even know what that's going to be like. And I think having a character that really doesn't have too much of a solid background or one that's like so well known that we can go ahead and make enhancements and changes and things, and you're not going to have people cry foul about canon or other BS like that. I mean, you will, because that's how the internet works. But for most of all, it's someone that you can kind of take and kind of run with it. And from what I can tell, they're looking to hire Asian American writers, actors, directors. They're looking to really, keep it close to the community, so that way they can get the results like they did with Black Panther. So, I mean, it's an interesting study to see that the success of Black Panther can kind of lead to more characters becoming a little more visible.
And Brian, he was, I guess he had a part in the House of M story arc, which I guess was so insignificant that I never realized. I've read House of M 2-3 times.
Yeah, he's not in the main story. He must be in one of the side stories.
He is in a side story.
I don't remember him. Yeah, it's a side story. Not important.
Well,
Brian passes episode 179. Brian passes judgment.
not important. Move on. What's next? This was this next story was it was worth a chuckle. So I wanted to mention it, that Jake Gyllenhaal joined Instagram later last week, was immediately just trolled by Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Tom Holland, Zendaya. I mean, just a bunch of people. It was great. He went on Instagram and said, "I just realized I'm not playing Spider-Man." To which Ryan Reynolds replied, "I just realized I'm not playing Spider-Man either." So they just had this funny joke on it. Tom Holland's like, "I just realized I am playing Spider-Man." So it was just a cute little thing to riff on him, and that was worth a chuckle.
Breaking news: Avengers Endgame will get a full trailer during the Super Bowl.
Well, of course it will.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, when's that?
February? Yeah, dude, come on. When's the Super Bowl?
I don't watch sports.
Oh, Brian.
I don't give a shit when the big game is.
The best commercials and trailers of the year happen during the Super Bowl.
Okay, Brian, that's good to know. We'll see that.
Just saying. Monday was the new Captain Marvel trailer. Today was the new Avengers trailer. I get a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer this weekend. It is all coming up Millhouse right now.
It is coming up Millhouse, but wait, do we really get a Far From Home
It's
trailer?
supposed to be coming out this weekend.
Wow.
Jeez. It's a good time to be a nerd.
Anywho, the Captain Marvel trailer was splendid.
I enjoyed it immensely. It again, a lot of the funny chatter I've been seeing, the reactions are more of, this again proves that we can make a live action Dragon Ball Z movie and it would look really cool now. Can we get on that, please?
Yeah, I saw, because they're pointing to the scene where her hair is all up and crazy with energy.
Frieza!
Then she's also
All
flying in
Super Saiyan.
space and shooting stuff, and people are just like, can we see? We can do that. Funimation, can you make movie, please?
They don't have the money. No one's going to pour that much money
Not
into
after
that.
the Dragon Ball movie. Absolutely not.
This reminds me of Green Lantern, so I'm really not interested in this movie at all.
I think it's going to be great.
I'm sure it'll be fine. They're not doing a good
while
job.
The suit
with the
is
trailers.
while the suit is green, it is not animated. So
I don't think
okay.
this is the first time I've said they're not doing a good job with the trailers for this movie.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that I think a lot of it is they can't show.
See, fine isn't good by Marvel standards.
The reaction we had to Infinity Wars trailer,
Exactly
even right now into Endgame's
Exactly
teaser.
Right. You know how we're gonna feel about Far From Home, even into the Spider-Verse. By Marvel standards,
Can't wait for that.
this trailer is not good.
But
right, I don't have anything else to say about it.
No, I get it. But I do want to talk a little bit
You're
more.
lame.
So let's move out of the world of
Big meanie.
Let's move out of the world of comics, turn our attention to the small screen and the big screen in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. So Josh found a wonderful article from Mental Floss, which, by the way, don't peruse the rest of the website. Just read this one, okay? The rest of it's just garbage. The 15 most anticipated movies of 2019. What piqued your interest on here, Josh, that you wanted to add this to?
Well, I added this because I think it's a dog shit article.
Yeah.
I don't like the order of these things. I'm sure there's stuff missing from here. And whenever you put the Addams Family on a list of most anticipated movies, I call it fucking shenanigans. Joker.
I haven't heard anything about it until now.
Right, until now. Joker. I mean, while there's some discussion about it, there's some buzz about it, I wouldn't call it highly anticipated. But you've got movies like Star Wars Episode 9 is number 15 on this list somehow.
Is it
you've
arranged by order of like anticipation?
Yeah, I'm curious. I think
I don't
is
know
it arranged by release date?
It couldn't be, could it? Like, is
Yeah, no, it's arranged by release date because Star Wars is in December, Frozen 2 is November, Addams Family October.
All right, then I take back
date.
my criticism. If it's arranged by release date, which I think is dumb, if you're going to talk about anticipation, why would you organize it by release date? Or are they just putting the biggest 15 movies they could find?
That's what it looks like they're doing. They're really just putting the 15 biggest movies.
Well, that's dumb. Like, and if you're going to do an article about anticipated movies, then fucking speak your mind and put them in some kind of order. I put this article in here because if you look, just looking over these 15 movies, there's a lot of really solid stuff coming.
Yeah. There's about 4, from what I count right now, 4 comic book movies, but the rest of them are non-comic book related. Maybe Detective Pikachu can.
I want to see all of these.
I could do without Frozen 2.
I could do without Pet Cemetery, and I can deal without
no Pet Cemetery, no Addams Family,
2, no Addams Family. I'm with you on that one. I'll take Frozen 2, whatever.
But we've got a Quentin Tarantino feature coming up.
Yeah,
DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie.
Looks good. And I say it looks good based on the set photos I saw of Leonardo DiCaprio in a blue crushed velvet suit.
So he looks good. It's not necessarily the movie. You were just
Listen, Leonardo DiCaprio
you swooned when you saw Leonardo DiCaprio.
He wasn't wearing a bear skin, so he's probably fine.
If you don't swoon in front of Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know what you're doing.
I do swoon.
You don't have a soul.
But mine's more for Brad Pitt, though.
Mm.
You know what? I keep forgetting. It's funny. The movies that are on this list, the one that I keep forgetting is coming out in 2019 is Shazam. It's the one movie I'm just like, oh yeah, that movie. It's coming out. Right. All right.
Are you kidding me? I'm super excited.
I'm excited for it. I just
excited for
forget that it's like I keep forgetting that it's coming. Like it just passes up.
It's coming like soon, isn't that like April?
5th, yeah.
So,
yeah, beginning of April, we get Shazam. End of April, we get Avengers Endgame. And beginning of May, Brian's happy.
Can it be 2019 yet? I just want to see these movies. I do want to bring up something that is coming back, and I'm very curious to get your feedback because I realize we've never talked about this show before, and I feel like we all liked it. So I'm very curious to hear. Celebrity Deathmatch is getting a revival series from MTV Studios. I mean, so if you're not familiar with the show, it was claymation. It was comedy. It was basically 2 celebrities, and then they would fight to the death in a ring. It was really gory, graphic, and funny, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. It ran from 1998 to 2002, so I mean that was prime time for MTV.
5 years, sure.
Yeah, it was a long run, but prime time for MTV. I'm curious what you think about it coming back. Josh, let's start with you.
Never watched an episode. Will never watch an episode. This is fucking stupid.
Wow.
MTV is stupid.
Well, MTV is stupid. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I mean, there you go. What do you need more?
I mean, not from you, no, Brian.
I'm all for watching celebrities beat the shit out of each other in a claymation fashion. Sure.
I see. If it were like Dustin Diamond boxing somebody like he did that one time,
Right, I remember that.
Give me that. Give me Celebrity Deathmatch, but actual real celebrities.
But also to the death, right? Is that what you were suggesting?
Only if we can get the Kardashians in.
So, like Screech versus Khloe Kardashian to the death, you would watch that?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, it's going to be produced by Ice Cube and his production company, Cube Vision.
That's probably fine. That's
now?
probably fine.
I'm just saying, Cube Vision. That's the. All right.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That's just it's a little on the
Seems
nose,
kinda,
don't you think?
Seems cool. Cube
Seems
Vision.
Cool enough to maybe make you watch an episode?
No. But like if he did something else that wasn't claymation, I might watch that.
Who says it's going to be claymation? It's probably going to be computer animation.
I think it's going to be like a computer animated claymation. I think it's going to be one of those things.
I'm okay with that too.
Do I have to watch it on MTV?
No. So hold on. It'll air exclusively on an undecided. Oh God, I'm so sorry. You ready for this? This is gonna hurt.
An undisclosed black site.
It's currently going to be airing on an undecided subscription video on demand service.
Oh, I'm out.
Never mind. I didn't know this was DOA. Sorry, dead on arrival. My apologies for wasting your time. No one's going to pay even $3 a month to watch Celebrity Deathmatch.
Wait. It says it's an undecided video on demand. Why wouldn't it be like Netflix or Hulu or something I already own? I have subscribed to.
Because if they're at this phase where they would be like, hey, we're bringing it back, don't you think they would say, Netflix or Hulu.
Do you think Ice Cube is going to make his own streaming service and call it Cube Vision? Because that would be amazing.
Cube Vision Plus.
It's just going to be like Friday, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Are we there yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Terrible fucking movies. That'll be sign me the fuck up.
All right, well, as we know, it is also my hobby to go around the internet and find the weird, find the obscure, and then I asked these two gentlemen for a tech perspective. So a little while back, we had talked about Google's messaging app Allo, which of course is... One of these days, I'm just gonna... You really think we should...
That was one of his best.
Tech perspective.
All right.
Very, very satisfying.
Back in May of 2016, actually episode 57, Drunk Josh Talks Google, which, if you're paying attention to this episode, sounds pretty goddamn familiar.
Drunk Brian Talks Google!
We were talking about Google I.O.'s event, and it showed off a new application called Allo. If you're unfamiliar with Allo, it's about Google's, let me count them, 29th messaging platform that they've made available. It was designed to really replace iMessage and could be used across all devices and kind of bringing this ecosystem together to make an iMessage competitor. Oh, hold on. I've just been handed a note and it's gone. So Google is going to be shutting down the Allo messaging app, quote, soon. To which I said, no doy. Like, this is what Google does. They just kill everything off.
Well, we said that when they announced it, right?
We said, oh, this is cool. No one will use it, but this is cool.
Right. That's what we said. We said no one will use it.
Yeah. They're saying they have less than...
Right.
There were less than 50 million users in April. I know that sounds like a lot, but like in comparison to what WhatsApp does, that's 1.5 billion.
Give me 1 second. I want to share this to my Google Plus account.
Which is also shut down. And they also said they're going to be shutting down Google Hangouts as well. So...
Which is why we transitioned the show to FaceTime.
I remember over to FaceTime. Well, it's going to shut down for individuals, for companies, whatever. We'll have it. The thing is this. We had also talked about a technology called Chat, right? Which is actually supposed to be Google's response to iMessage because it's supposed to be used on carriers. It's not an app. It's like the new text messaging. But here's the thing. They were supposed to have adoption of that by the end of 2018. It is December 7th, the day that we're recording this. Not a single carrier has said, yep, we're going to use that. Not even like, oh, yeah, we'll use it soon. It's no one's actually even come out to say, yeah, we'll do it. Not even Verizon, who will say yes to anything. No one's using it. So just Google, just giving up on this chat application and they're just going to figure out how to make it work. But I'm not surprised by this at all.
I wish they'd give up on operating systems.
Oh, wait, but Google Chrome... Oh, no, it's not. Actually, hold on. While we're talking about just Google giving up on things, let's talk about Microsoft giving up on something. So everyone knows and loves the browser Edge, right? Oh, no? No one does?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Microsoft Edge is amazing when I'm opening up PDFs and it automatically opens.
I just been handed a note. Excuse me. I just want to read this. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. No one gives a fuck about Edge. Okay, so no one cares. So the Microsoft team behind Edge...
Wait. I need to make sure everybody understands. We don't care about Microsoft Edge. The Edge, the U2 guitarist, we care very much about.
I do.
I don't at all.
He is an integral part of the group.
No,
absolutely.
I could do
Microsoft Edge. Fuck it.
Not caring. So the team behind Microsoft Edge just decided to say, "Hey, we're going to scrap it. We're going to kill Edge. So Edge is dead." And God damn it! Hold on, just got another note. Oh, Edge is back. Edge is back, but instead of being powered by any Microsoft technology, is now powered by Google Chromium, which is the rendering agent behind Chrome. Which means that Microsoft goes, "Oh, we can't make a web browser. Let's steal from Google's open source project and make our web browser again." So if you like Chrome, continue to use that.
Microsoft Edge, sponsored by Chrome.
I don't like Chrome. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for having to use a G Suite for work, I would only, and I know I can still use Safari, but if everything's integrated into Google, it doesn't make sense not to use Chrome. So I use Chrome, but I don't like Chrome. I prefer Safari.
I don't like the battery hog that Chrome is because it really does hog your. But if you're using a desktop, it's no big deal. Like it doesn't matter at that point.
I only use it for work.
The fact though that Microsoft is saying we can't like they're acknowledging the fact that they don't make the best technology all the time, and that like Windows isn't the end all be all for things. But just getting in front of users means something. So I don't know what that means for Bing. I don't know what it means for anything else. But they gave up on their. On the browser to
people still use Bing.
Oh yeah, you can say, "Hey Cortana, Bing me something," and then it'll.
What device does that?
You can put Cortana on an app on your phone and then make it.
Why would I do that?
Why would I download a separate app when I have Siri?
Oh, right. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you can. I mean, I can do that.
Who does?
Nobody.
All right. Well,
except for the people that maybe work for Microsoft. That's about it. All right, let's talk about. I have some more sketchy tech I want to bring up, and this one is something that you should definitely be aware of if you're still using an iPhone with the fingerprint sensor.
My iPad has a fingerprint sensor. Talk to me, CJ.
So there are apps on the App Store right now that are scamming people out of thousands of dollars by exploiting Touch ID. And I'll talk about a Face ID experience I had right now. So it's a health application that says, hey, listen, we need to access your health data that is on your iPhone to track your steps and kind of get your health information. Put your finger on Touch ID and allow us access to it. To which you say, that sounds reasonable, and says, all right, we're going to start a clock. It's going to take us like a minute. And just keep it there, and then we'll get all the data. And this way we have your fingerprint there, too. They're like, okay, I'll do that. So then you go ahead, you put your fingerprint down, and it says, okay. And then a charge little box comes up asking to authorize a $100 charge. Your finger is already on the fingerprint reader, and bam, you have now been charged $100.
See, I'm safe because I don't use any health apps.
Yes, that's what you're saying.
I don't care about my health, so I'm safe.
Yeah, they have you put your finger on there for 10 seconds, and in that moment or within that time, they prompt a $100 charge. Okay, I get it. However, I'm assuming everybody has their Apple ID connected to a credit card. You just dispute the charge and it's over.
You are assuming way too kindly for some people. A lot of people have it hooked up to debit cards.
Oh, that's dumb.
I get. So Josh gave me the best advice of my entire life back when I was just working for you back in 2011, where I had an issue of that too, where there was like a credit card skimmer that was going around our local area, to which Josh said, dude, use your credit card at a gas pump, because if they steal the money, it's not your money they're stealing. They're stealing the credit card company's money. You just go, that's obviously not my charge to dispute, but you're not out that money. They're not coming to you. That's their money, not your money. So yes, make it your credit card when it comes to having the App Store.
I would never fall for this because my thumb reflexes are too fast.
See, another app was doing the same thing. They were doing a $100 weekly worthless VPN service, and the app was pulling in $80,000 a month before it was removed. So, I mean, this is a thing where you just need to be careful of the apps in which you're downloading and kind of looking at the reviews of the app. If it's something seems too good to be true, it is. A lot of the reviews on here were then purchased, right? The 5-star reviews are very easy to see. But if you go to the reviews, you can see the 1 stars are, like a mile long and obviously outnumber them. So you can look at it and just read the reviews to say, hey, this is a scam. It's no good. So just be careful out there. And for all you Android fans who are going, hey, what this would you get? Do we want to talk about how like the most popular flashlight app on Android was just malware? Like it was just malware. It was just stealing everything about you.
Or the fact that your phones blew up.
You're all right. So I'm just saying, there's bad sides to each operating system. So yeah, Josh, maybe you're right. Maybe they should just stop making operating systems, and
right,
we'll be fine. Yeah, all right. Well, it's a dangerous world. Be careful out there. All right, follow-up story as well from a couple months ago. We had talked about the PlayStation Classic, and we talked about the games and how this...
You want to hear something funny, and it relates to the segue you're about to have.
Oh, please, sir, go ahead.
I was just in a local electronics store. I will not name it, but everything I buy there is the best. And I was picking up Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for my Nintendo Switch, because
you have a heart.
I am a god at that game. And I will ruin anybody who tries to challenge me. As I was trying to pick up my game today, I thought to myself, maybe I should get a PlayStation Classic. I wonder, I'm sure they're probably running low, so I should probably get one before they all go out. The shelf is full of them.
Yeah.
So I waited.
So the reason
It's not doing too hot.
the reason why is it's just not doing well at all. A lot of people are complaining about just the quality of the emulation. The games just aren't performing very well. They don't look good. It has just too many problems.
I need one of those fancy every console emulator computers. I need one of those.
Brian, can you tell me a little bit about like why there's such negative press around the PlayStation Classic? Because you didn't buy one. I mean, is there a particular reason why just seeing them on the shelves was a deterrent?
They're not selling out, so I figured I'd save my $100.
Are they? Do you feel there's a price drop in the future?
Possibly.
We talked about this. I thought the thing was that the one game was worth buying the console alone.
It was, and I really want one, but if I see 8 on the shelf and I say, well, maybe I'll buy food this week, then I'm going to buy food this week because there's 8 on the shelf. But if I go to a place where the prices are always the best that I buy, and there's only 2 on the shelf,
so here's the
then maybe I'll forego food that weekend because I want this and it's selling out.
So here's the technical jargon. The PlayStation Classic is trying to display a 50 hertz image through its 60 hertz visual output, which leads to a pronounced juddering effect, and that adds to an image that looks bad and the game that feels horrible when you try to play them. That's from Polygon. Basically, people are just saying it's not at the right resolution. Things just aren't correct. Everything just looks garbaged, and it's just no bueno.
And I do still have my PlayStation 2. Technically, I still have my PlayStation 1, but the controller board is broken, so I can't like actually plug in controllers to it. But I do still have my PlayStation 2, which is backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1. And I have every game that I could ever want to play on it, except for Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. And I've lived this long without Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. I will wait a little bit longer to play Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo again. I want you to try to say that in that sentence.
That's actually CJ. That's the nerdy podcast equivalent of standing on one foot and reciting the alphabet backwards. So Brian is just fine.
I'm good.
So let me ask you a question, Josh, that you were kind of hinting at, but I'll ask it point blank. Because this console is performing so poorly, right, and getting such negative reviews, and the fact that it's what, like $120?
It's $100.
Nope, just $100.
$100.
If they do a price reduction and make it $50, is that
first of all,
does that save it?
The NES Classic was $59.
Right.
If they made that price, it's absolutely worth it.
Even with all its technical woes, and even with the fact
who cares? 40% off for all those games.
I'm just asking.
I mean, dude, it just like for
wait till after the holidays.
For Siphon Filter and Metal Gear Solid alone, I'd pay $60.
So this week, Tom Cruise and the director of Mission Impossible Fallout, that's what it was, he put out a little PSA. Basically, Tom Cruise calling your television's default video settings crap and to turn off your motion smoothing. And here's the thing. It looks like it's supposed to be funny, but it's not funny at all. Like
I don't think CJ it was meant to be funny. I think these two people are so offended by soap opera vision.
Yes.
And what it does to Tom Cruise is so vain.
He probably thinks that's what's about him.
He's so vain that he doesn't want himself to look any different than he was filmed on your TV.
Right.
On your TV. He's concerned with how he looks in your fucking house.
I'll be fair. I am of the camp that as soon as you get a TV, you need to turn off.
You turn that shit off.
Turn off motion
True
smoothing.
Motion, whatever it's called.
True motion, motion smoothing, all that fun stuff. It has the other part too. There's no, as they say in the PSA, there's no standard to the name. It's just a million different things.
It's by manufacturer.
Just turn it off. Also, fun fact: turn down your sharpness all the way. I know that sounds crazy. Try it. You'll enjoy it. You should do that. And yeah, he's also one of those people just like, listen, the movie was shot this way. This is how it's supposed to look. What are you doing, you freaking TV people? Turn it off. When I buy my parents a TV, when I go to a friend's house, I turn it off and I only get compliments. I only notice, hey, it's kind of weird. The only time motion smoothing should be on is for live sporting events. That's it. And there's normally a football or a sports mode on your TV, and that's the only time you should go back to that. But playing video games, watching movies, motion smoothness should be gone. just turn it off.
There's no reason to have it at all.
At
like
all.
if you just have your TV on the normal like standard setting, not even cinema, whatever, any of that shit, right? Soap operas will look like soap operas because how they're shot.
Right.
And movies will look like movies because of how they're shot. But the moment you put that shit on, everything looks like a soap opera, and it's just terrible. It's awful.
It's awful. The one thing I did love about this thing was that the fact that they were on the set of Top Gun 2, and I saw him in his Top Gun 2 costume. And I thought,
oh my God, he was in his airplane suit.
I don't give a shit. That movie's going to be so good.
No one needed a sequel.
Right, it's going to be good.
It's going to be great, dude. The movie's going to be fantastic. All right, listener, I owe you an apology. Listen, this is my fault again, but I have a good excuse this time. I can't go into it, but I didn't post a question of the week this week. I'm sorry. I'm having a life event this weekend. There's a lot of changes happening in my life this weekend.
White life event.
I don't. Let's not discuss. So rather than turning the question of the week out to you, I'm going to ask these two gentlemen and answer myself. What fictional or real world quotes do you live by? And why? Josh, I'll start with you because if I start with Brian, I'll cry a tear of tears.
Holy crap! Okay, I have too many, and I'm just gonna read them. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. The opening line from Goodfellas: Valar Morghulis, the North remembers, winter is coming. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. I want my $2. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Yo, Adrian, I did it. Toga, toga, toga. And then also anything from Van Wilder.
Anything from Van Wilder.
And basically anything that he says.
So
write that down.
So write that down. So those are the quotes you live. Why? Why are those the quotes that you live by? Why is toga toga a quote that you live by?
Sometimes it's time to party, buddy. That's it. I mean, everything that I said in there, including winter is coming, is valid. I live by that. Winter is coming. You should probably winterize your car.
See, I'll say it is known to some people when we're having conversations with somebody.
Yeah. And I'll often say to people, that's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Right. That I 100% agree is yours.
Right. I also want my $2.
What is that?
You have no idea what that's from.
I don't remember. I feel like
I want my $2.
I feel like that's from The Wire, but I don't remember the context of it.
Nope.
I want my $2. I have no idea.
Better Off Dead. John Cusack.
Never watched Better Off Dead.
I want my $2.
So Brian, how about you? What real life or fictional quotes do you live by and why?
Listen, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'm not joking. That's legit a quote I live by. But I also live by the speech in Rocky Balboa. In fact, every time I need a little pick-me-up, I listen to that speech from Rocky Balboa. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Josh?
Yeah. It's not about how hard you
it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. That's a great speech.
Man, I went totally silly on this, and you guys are being serious about it. All right.
I did get to hear Jim Craig speak. For those of you who don't know who Jim Craig is, he was a part of the 1980 Olympic hockey team that beat the Russians and won the gold medal. He was the goalie. And I got to listen to him speak. And something that I do really think about a lot is that scene in Miracle where he's making them run suicides. And he says the name on the front of the jersey means a hell of a lot more than the name on the back.
Yep.
That's a great scene and a great quote. Yeah, I think that's about it.
So I went completely serious with this.
Oh, also, Luke, I am your father, just because,
One day you'll have a baby. And I went completely.
And I'm going to name him Luke.
I went completely serious with this one. And there's two that I really keep me functioning. The first one is from The Cat in the Hat. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I am way too big of a goofball in professional and in real life that sometimes I need to know my own limits as to, all right, now is the time to shut up and not be a dumbass and not be silly. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how. The second one is from Hamilton, which is who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
Oh my God, such a good quote.
It really did. The show made me really think about, my legacy and just what am I doing and what am I going to be remembered for, and just making sure that you put your life on track so that way when someone does talk about you, they have positive things to say.
That's good, man. I mean, look, I went silly on this one. I usually get the emotional
you're allowed
stuff,
to.
so it's good that you guys went super serious. I thought about this through the lens of what I've watched recently, and I thought all this shit makes sense to me. So this was a good exercise, and maybe something we should put out there for the listeners.
Well, that's what I want to turn to. I want to turn to you, listener. You, the person listening to my voice right now. Is there a quote that you live by? Is there something that keeps you motivated and maybe just kind of points you to true north? I want to hear what that is. So there's a couple ways that you can do that. You can obviously get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but I think maybe the best way to interact with us and to actually have your voice on the show is to call us and leave a message. You can call 484-373-4119. Again, that's for some of you who maybe don't know this. You can call that number with a topic, a thought, whatever you want. Leave a message. We'll play it on the air. 484-373-4119. All right, well, listener, I want to thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. Thank you for listening all the way through. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. And go you.
You did it, and you did it with a smile, because I made you laugh. I know I did.
All right, so
Don't try
He's
to
the
deny it.
humblest dude you know as well,
Absolutely.
guys.
Well,
So, again, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
Want to say for all those who have stayed right now for the end of the episode, a huge congratulations to a friend of the show, Austin Winchester, who is having a boy. He's going to have a baby boy.
Baby boy.
Just found out. They're due in, I think, July or June. Now you have to double check when they're actually due.
Well, what month is it now? December. I'm guessing they got 7 more months left in said pregnancy. I'm going to say July. I'm going to say July.
Place your bets. Place your bets.
I'm going to say
June
July.
June 13th.
10th.
It's June 13th. They're going to have their
That was
first-
from memory, by the way.
Good job. So again, a huge shout out to Austin Winchester, friend of the show, who will be he and
I'm
his
sorry,
wife are
Austin, I
expecting
failed you.
their first boy on June 13th. So
Boy,
congratulations to
very
him.
tall boy.
That's right, boy, very tall boy. But in all seriousness, like 10 fingers, 10 toes, and that's about it. Like just make sure that's there.
I have 10 fingers and 10 toes.
If the baby has an extra toe, I heard if you slip the nurse a 50, that can be addressed and taken care of. It's also how you get a
pop it
smooth second trimester. Slip them a.
They pop it. They
Slip
pop
them
it like
50.
a zit.
That's gross.
So is an extra toe. I gotta drive a car.
If this is your first time listening to this show, first off,
so much, Josh.
you hit.
Josh, please say something so I can hear the sweet tones.
I miss you too,
voice.
buddy.
Oh yeah, I love it. All right, I'm sorry. What you want to do stuff?
If this is your first time listening,
If this is your first time listening, intro.thatkindofnerd.com.
I would just like the record to reflect that I have only missed 2 episodes of this show. One of them was on vacation, and the second one was the day my daughter was born. Other than that,
Yeah, that
I've
was
been
the weekend
here.
Spider-Man came out. That was funny.
I have been here, sir, consistently.
I'm sorry, I had to move Palatial Estates, asshat. What is next? Tom Holland and other Marvel movie stars troll Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hey,
about
whoa,
not
whoa,
playing
whoa, whoa,
Spider-Man.
whoa.
Don't just go willy-nilly reading shit.
You don't just
I'm
go.
sorry,
You just go
I've got the fucking show notes up on my iPad.
You just don't go segueing like that. So Tom Holland and other movie stars are trolling. I'm just kidding.
So in other superhero news,